This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Yes, I do hope you enjoy this show. I know I enjoy bringing it to you. And what I'm going to bring you today is a roundtable. The roundtables are still very popular shows, some of the most downloaded shows in the history of the BBQ Central Show. This one is from 2014, and it's a competition roundtable. It got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but it smoothed out well. Stick with it, and I will see you at the end. I won't see you, but I'll talk to you.
You tuned in for the second hour to listen to the competition Pork Butt Roundtable, and joining me now are only three of the best competition pork cooks in the country right now. David Qualls, American Dream Barbecue Team, first place pork, KCBS right now. Matt Barber, Hot Wachulas, second overall in pork, FBA. And Darren Worth, Iowa Smoky D's, third overall pork, KCBS. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining me this evening to do a little Pork Butt Roundtable, I guess, before we get to everything that's happening tonight and get into the pre-cook stuff and the cooking and the post-cooking. Why don't we quickly go around the proverbial table here, the dais, if you will, and find out what everybody's cooking on. And we will start with David Qualls from American Dream Barbecue Team. I'm doing absolutely fabulous, David. Appreciate it.
Good, thank you. We're cooking on Jambo.
Only Jambos, or is that something that you have progressed to over your time in the competition world?
No, this is our third year. First year we cooked on FECs. Last year we cooked on an R&O, which is in that picture you got up. And this year we finished off the end of last year with a J5 Jambo and been running with it this year too.
Compared to the other two, the best cooker you've had so far, or do you like bits and pieces of the other cookers?
Each one had their characteristics, but I think, proof's in the pudding. I think the Jambo is the go-to cooker for us, for sure.
What about you, Darren Worth, Iowa Smoky D's?
We started our career on pellet cookers, moved to the WSM. We've cooked on about everything, but now we've been on the Jambo for the last 3 years.
So you started, typically, I guess, people start with a WSM, then might progress to a pellet cooker, and then ultimately a stick burner. But you started with a pellet cooker and got away from it. Did you... What are some of the precipitating events that lead you to go away from what you started with?
Well, the pellet cooker was hot. It was a great cooker, and people were winning a lot of championships, when we started 11 years ago. And then I think in the circuit there was a need for a little bit more smoke. So guys, started putting some chunks of wood and some charcoal in the FEs and whatever, and I started kind of moving over to the WSM and getting some smoke on the pork, or really for all the meats, and then moving it over and using the FE and stuff as an oven. But then eventually moved over to the WSM, and then once I went on the Jambo, I think I've got a cooker for life, never going back to anything else.
Matt Barber from Hot Wachulas, what are you cooking on, buddy?
Hey, when I first started, I had a little backwoods party.
Same thing that you're cooking on now, or have you graduated as well?
Actually, I've got my own cookers that I'm working on that I should have out for sale at the end of October. I'm going to call them killer smokers.
We've killed you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Killer smokers. It's an upright reverse flow. Similar style. They look kind of like a Fast Eddie, but I've been using that since last October.
Is that a pellet cooker, Matt, or is it like a charcoal / wood chunk deal?
It's a charcoal wood chunk cooker with a water pan.
Then have you teamed up with a manufacturer for this, or is this something that you're making yourselves and putting it in the market?
Actually going to be mixed by the people that make Southern Bred smokers here in Lakeland. So
Right. And those will be available in October, you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have. I mean, there's a Facebook page where I've got like a picture of the prototype. It's got some interesting features on it, but it took me a while to get used to it because it was most of the cookers I've cooked on always had a hot spot, and this one really didn't have a hot spot, so it took me a while to figure out my timing on my ribs, especially to get my timing and temperatures down because. Sometimes what the gauge says on the door isn't what it is on the grate. Especially towards the top of the upright, cabinet. It could range from, on some they could be a 50 degree swing from the middle of the cooker to the top rack. But I kind of designed these to where it's pretty even flow of air, so that there wasn't any cooker swing. So my ribs were at an hour onto my rib time.
Matt, do you use a automatic pit temperature control device situation on your cooker?
Yeah, actually, Jim from Sweet Smoke made me a little pit fan temp controller for the charcoal maze on the bottom.
Darren, you don't use any pit temperature control device on the Jambo, do you?
No, just straight wind.
Straight wind. Yeah, straight wind. David, any auto temp controls on the Jambo for you, or just straight wind like Darren?
No, straight like Darren.
All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to ask this question or where I want to ask this question. But let's just start off with it. Why not throw caution to the wind? David, let's start with you. When I had the competition brisket roundtable a couple weeks ago, and we talked not extensively, but we spent a decent amount on purveyors of brisket, the Wagyus, the Snake River Farms, and so forth. I guess 3 or 4 years ago, it wouldn't be that much of a topic on the pork butt side of things, but that's started to see, at least from my eyes, some type of an evolution as well, where teams are going to specific purveyors or kinds of pork where they had in years past. David, are you looking to go to like a Sam's or a BJ's and just buying pork butt off the rack, or are you going to a Compart type deal or a Snake Rivers or a Carabuta or something like that for your pork?
Last year I run all three. I run a Hampshire breed, I run Duroc, and I ran Sam's butts, Green Label IVPs, and one with all of them. But I settled in towards the middle and end of last year with Comparts, learned to cook them well, and I really like the product. There's a lot of science that goes into Compart Duroc in that whole breed of that line.
Darren, are you using a specific pork purveyor at this point, or is it still, just go and buy off the rack?
I've just been using Seaboard, commodity pork. That's what comes into the restaurant. At any one time, I can walk back to the cooler, and I got 15 to 20 cases of butts that I can pick through. So, that's the selection of it. I know some of that's probably coming in Duroc. I saw some last night come through that I could tell just the way the money muscles were shaped and stuff, that it was Duroc product coming through and the color of it and the deep red and stuff like that. But I bought in about 3 cases of Duroc, just looked at them. They weren't, I tried to trim one up, didn't seem right for me, so I just, took them over and we cooked them at the restaurant. So, I'm just kind of a commodity pork guy.
Matt Barber, Hot Wachulas, your purveyor of choice, or is it just commodity pork like Darren?
What does Matt Barber cook with back in 2014? Go over to the BBQ Central show and find out. That will be awesome. 3 amazing cooks, lots of information. A lot of this is still relevant today. I'm here to tell you. Things switched all around. It was weird hearing that Compart Duroc wasn't Darren's thing, but how do you argue with Darren? I wonder what he cooks today. I don't know. Has he been competing anywhere lately? No idea. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Hey, thanks so much for listening. And until next time on the Best Moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.